Hello everyone, my name is Star, and today I want to talk about basically other things I've experienced with living with psychosis, specifically things that I did not know only happen to people with psychosis who are legally blind. Yes, there are different symptoms depending if you're blind or deaf, believe it or not. So I wanted to talk about how my psychosis impacts me, since I am not a sighted person. Most people with psychosis are not visually impaired, actually, because I don't really know exactly how it works, but it has something to do with the sensory perceptors of your brain or something like that. But most psychotic people or people with psychosis, most of us, there either A, very little visually impaired or deaf people with psychosis, or B, it is very underreported, or it's like brushed off as like, oh, this is just part of the characteristics of being visually impaired. Sorry, my selfie light fell off of my damn iPad. So, I just now put it back on. But anyway, so what are the symptoms of psychosis I experience? I still do experience visual hallucinations, but they're very different from what most psychotic people experience. Most people with psychosis experience very vivid hallucinations of people or animals or objects. But for me, I only ever experience flashing lights as hallucinations. Sorry, that is a truck driving by my house. I've experienced seeing random shapes and colors. For example, sometimes I'll look at the corner of my eye, or I'll turn around. Say I'm busy doing something and I look up from what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll see a random triangle on the ceiling or something like that. It's pretty weird. I've gotten also this question a lot in my DMs, do you have Bonnette syndrome, which is a form of psychosis? And the answer is no, because that type of psychosis only affects elderly people, and I am nowhere near elderly, dude. I am 20 years old, so I highly doubt that is Bonnette syndrome, which, if you don't know what Bonnette syndrome is, it's a form of psychosis that is caused by vision loss due to old age, if I remember correctly. Jesus Christ, man! Sorry. That scared me. The noise that just happened just now outside, that scared the shit out of me. There have been trucks driving by my house all day long, and I think someone might be moving out of a house or something. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know is what I mean. Not, I don't remember. But anyway, so no, I do not have Bonnette syndrome because I do not fit any of the characteristics. My iPad is falling down. Other symptoms I have, yes, I still hear things that are not there, just like sighted people with psychosis. I have the most common hallucinations I have. Okay, so let me break this down. The most common hallucinations I have, the most common types, are hearing, taste, smell, touch, and pressure. Well, not pressure, that's part of touch. And physical pain. Yes, you can experience physical pain as a hallucination. There have been instances of people with schizophrenia or people with psychosis, their hallucinations slapping them or kicking them or stabbing them. Some of them can actually feel it. And unfortunately, I do get hit by my hallucinations a lot. A lot of my hallucinations do hit me. They specifically hit me in the face or the arms or legs or the stomach, which is why I often have stomach aches because I feel my hallucinations punch me in the stomach sometimes. And I wish I was making this up. Believe me, I really wish I was. I wish I was lying right now. Um, but like, the most common hallucination I have out of all of those that I experience is probably smell. Sometimes I'll smell blood as a hallucination. I'll smell like sawdust. Sometimes I'll smell like paint or alcohol or cigarettes or like pus or anything rotting or decaying. Sometimes I'll smell smoke, like there's like a fire in my house. That's like the most distressing one I have, is the one where I'll smell fire as a hallucination, and I'll get really scared and I'll end up inspecting every inch of my room as a result, even though I know that there's nothing like of like, fire hazardy material in my room. There's like nothing that could start a fire. Either that or it's very, very low risk of starting a fire. Excuse me. But yeah. Now, the second most common hallucinations I've experienced is taste. A lot of the times, my taste hallucinations are of things you should really not be eating. Like, I'll taste paint as a hallucination. I'll taste, like, rotten food as a hallucination. I will taste, like, alcohol as a hallucination. Not the kind you drink, but, like, rubbing alcohol. I'll taste that as a hallucination. And I'll also taste wood, sawdust. I'll taste metal. Nickel. Nickels specifically are what I taste a lot. As a hallucination. I'll also taste. There are some taste hallucinations I actually don't mind having because I kind of like it. Like, I like the, like, one, like, thing that I hallucinate in regards to taste is I'll taste, like, freshly baked cookies or whipped cream or ice cream. Those are unfortunately the least common. The most common ones that I do taste is like rotten food or like blood. Well, actually, I don't mind the taste of blood. It just kind of makes me think that I might have some sort of illness or something. Um, I'll also like taste erasers as a hallucination. That one is god awful. I licked a eraser one time because the intrusive thoughts won, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm curious as to what this would taste like. Oh yeah, and I've also tasted deodorant before. Both do not taste good, and I don't recommend. Also, please don't eat things you shouldn't. That's bad. That's a no bueno. Please don't do that. um, but yeah, I'll taste deodorant as a hallucination. And deodorant is my least favorite because it literally feels like I got a chemical burn on my tongue. So, yeah, I don't recommend eating deodorant, or in my case, just licking it. Don't recommend it because I'm pretty sure I might have gotten a mild chemical burn on my tongue from it. I don't know if that actually happened or if it was a hallucination, but in case if it is real, boys, girls, and non-binary people and everything in between, please don't lick deodorant because I don't know, like, you could potentially get a chemical burn from that. Um, ugh, snot. Another, like, the third most common hallucinations that I experience are hearing things. Like, sometimes I'll hear someone call me homophobic slurs, ableist slurs, transphobic slurs. Like, not long ago, right before I started like recording, one of my hallucinations called me the F slur. You know, the one that rhymes with maggot. Yeah, I had a hallucination call me that today. So that's awesome. And now the least common hallucination I have is seeing things. Because I only see things that aren't there like 3 or 4 times a day, because I typically don't use my eyesight in my daily life. Even though I am able to see, I don't use my eyesight because I've learned how to do things by feeling what I'm doing instead of seeing what I'm doing. Because I am visually impaired, and although, yes, I have glasses, you can see my vision, like what my vision's like with my glasses on. But no, they do not correct my vision. Like, they're not like normal glasses. Like, if you're an average person who needs glasses and your vision is able to be corrected to 20/20 vision, you're not visually impaired. You're just the person who needs glasses. Alright, sorry, it stopped recording. As I was saying, wow, I cannot talk. I only see things that aren't there like 3 or 4 times a day, and on a bad day it's only 6 or 7 times a day. And I think it's because that my vision is so bad that my brain just can't create visual hallucinations, if that makes sense. I don't know if, like, any medical professional, can you please explain to me why, even though I have very little vision, I barely experience any visual hallucinations, even though I have enough vision to probably experience them. So any medical professional, please feel free to comment if I am just this weird anomaly or not. But anyway, so yeah, those are all the symptoms I experience. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And ask me about my mental illnesses in the comment section, so that way I can have more content to do. Or just ask me questions in general about my life or anything like that. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.